Hey friends, welcome to this week's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys watch on a regular basis, I love you guys. I feel more connected to you guys if I'm pouring into you, and I hope that this is helpful for some of you. The last video I did, I was telling you guys about how I've just been feeling really overwhelmed by a couple of themes that have been just on my brain and have been either in messages or in devotionals I've been reading, and just feeling overall like just really overwhelmed by all of those things. And so I take notes, a lot of notes, like during service and stuff like that, and during like when I feel a particular theme kind of thrown at me, I tend to write these things down. So let me kind of give you a list that I put on my phone about like just some of the themes that have been really just barking at me recently, and like to a point where I can't focus. Be content, tithe and be generous, which we learned recently are not the same thing. Be a good wife, a mom, a friend, pray more, be in the word more, eat better and exercise. Call your mom, reach the lost, work hard, tell people about Jesus, don't let what's going on in the world distract you, and all the while, smile. Don't forget to smile. You got to have a good attitude about it. And just all of these, if that list overwhelmed you, like you can't even imagine what was going on in my brain through all of this. And I want to tell you, it took me a little bit to come up with this next video, because I was like, come on an adventure with me. But then I was like, wait, I still don't have a grasp on what's going on here and what God is trying to tell me with all of these things. And so I was really overwhelmed. And so what do we do when we're feeling a little lost or don't know what to do about something? I turn to scripture. And so I was like, and I turned to scripture and I started praying about it, and I was having a conversation with God about it. And I was like, God, how do I tackle all of this stuff? How do I tackle all of these things? And he told me, well, you got to prioritize, like one at a time. Like, what's that term? Like, what's that saying? Like, how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time, like, right? So prioritize. Okay, well, okay, so how does God want me to prioritize? So I was like, okay, God, well, you said I got to prioritize and just tackle one at a time. Well, what does that even mean? How do I even prioritize all these things? All these things are so important, all equally super important, right? And so what he said to me, what I felt through some of the scripture I was reading and through some of the things I was listening to, and just through the scripture, was just like, you got to put me first in everything. That's what he said. And it was very clear. So put me first, then your spouse and your family as yourself. Right. And so I know I talk about that particular verse. I'm not even going to distract you guys with that one. But he basically said, just put me first in all the things and I'll take care of the rest. And so I was like, all right, well, let's talk about focus then. Let's talk about priority. Like, I went looking in the Bible for like, how do I prioritize? Like, and so how do I focus? Right. And so I went looking, I went on another rabbit hole, and I researched like how many, like, where in the Bible does it talk about being focused, and what does that even mean to be biblically focused? And so I found out that most English versions don't actually use the word focus at all. The word focus isn't mentioned, but when the concept of focus is present, they actually mention a couple of things. That being anxious and fearful are usually mentioned when the concept of focus is mentioned in the Bible. And so why is that important? Because I feel like it brings me to the anchor verse that we chose for today, which is Colossians 3:2. Set your mind on things above and not earthly things. And so that's exactly what God was trying to show me. It was like he made a map. I followed it. I went through all of these loopholes and all of these things to try to find it. And I found this verse, Colossians 3:2, set your mind on things above and not earthly things. So what that means to me is He says, hey, all those things, that big long list you had, you need to invite me into all of those things, and I'm going to take care of the rest. But first, you need to put me first. You need to do that, and then you're going to focus on your spouse and your family, and take care of yourself. And then all of those other things are going to fall in line. So that's my adventure. I'm still going on it. I'm going to tackle a couple of these things on my list. If y'all have lists, mention it in the comments. Say, hey, yeah, I've got a similar list. I'm feeling super overwhelmed. Was this helpful to you? We love to put out these videos and just get creative with it. So I just want to have a mindset of actively choosing to prioritize God's will, which then influences actions and behaviors. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I'll see you guys this weekend. Let's continue on this adventure and learn more about how to invite God into all things. Okay. We'll see you soon.